denying potential picks to kind of enable their hero pickups. Because if you think about it, they drafted a Fanny, picked up a Cho in the final stage, which is awkward and weird considering that Cho is not necessarily meta. But considering that they want to kind of deny Tiger Wong those kind of opportunities, which if you think about it, Cho, if was picked by Tiger Wong Esports, that Fanny would have an even more difficult time on top of what already happened in game number 1. So this time again, GameLab taking first pick again. Do they respect Tiger Wong Esports' hero pool, or do they fix a little bit more? Seems like standard bans coming again from GameLab, denying the Kadita again.
I do wonder why they ban out the Kadita, because I don't, like, have I recalled that Rins has ever played the Kadita before?
I guess, but if you think about it, Kadita is in an awkward situation, right? Where it's one of the very few mages where you can play it as a roamer, you can play it as hard mage. But in terms of damage DPS, it's not exactly the strongest when it comes to prolonged fights. But if you can get the one shot on crucial heroes, it completely changes the dynamic of the team fight and enabling the junglers as well as the gold lane to fight. So it makes a lot of sense. And I think one good example on how things went now was the lower bracket finals between both PBN Strike against Tiger Wong Esports. First game, you know, the Kadita just completely changed the entire table. Like, Tiger Wong was so afraid to even go out to check bushes, which you don't really want to concede too much of a map control. So I guess that's the idea from GameLab. It's not easy playing against the Kadita, but Fanny is something that they both sides can handle. Tiger Wong, they will respect the Kufra from Darkman, ban it off. Do they ban more of Darkman heroes?
Right now, it's like they're like, you can't stock Darkman, but they're also respecting on the side of this of Daidudo in ensuring that his Kaja, his signature Fanko, doesn't get picked off. Because like, yeah, you could pick up the Kadita, but the Kaja, one Divine Judgment, the minute she resurface from the waters, you can just drag her along.
Yeah. Okay, 1-1 finally being slid off. GameLab is gonna be picking it up for himself. So far, 4 times picked with a 50% win rate thus far. GameLab taking 1-1. However, Tiger Wong Esports, they do have experience dealing with a 1-1. They have a pretty solid Lolita player coming in from Dadu. Do they force the first pick Lolita, or is it gonna be denied from GameLab? Because this is something that GameLab loves doing a lot. Meta, non-meta. If I want to amplify my meta, I'm going to pick heroes that make sure that the opponents can pick it in order to deal with their current meta hero. And so far, Lolita is one of the best solutions to it. Phoveus is also a very situation, but GameLab says we're going to deny the Ruby away from Dadu. So looks like they want to force him to play the Edith, but so far we haven't seen Terrence, Edith for a while.
Hear me out. Yeah. I have seen cheese strats where Valentina just built the 1-1 build and just kept going on and still her ultimate. Just you have crossbow tank instantly.
It's weird, right? Because back then, Valentina, if you steal the crossbow tanks, you can instantly pop
instant.
it. Yeah. Now you can't. Now you actually need to proc the 3 hits in and then be able to proc it out. So it's very awkward interaction now compared to back in the days. Hate it, but personally, I would have wanted it back a little bit more for the Valentina. But considering Valentina has mobility, I guess it's not that hard. But yeah, I don't think it's a good one. Feather Air Strike is going to be a definite better option. The I'm Offended as well is going to be a much more reliable tool for the Valentina. The steal for Tiger Wong Esports, but I'm surprised they actually drafted the Forza into the Valentina from the Game Labs, which is interesting for me.
It's like, I have seen this several times where they're okay allowing them getting the Feather Airstrike because Valentina might consider other options like the I'm Offended. So you're kind of basically overloading Rins with the amount of ultimates you could potentially sell them and steal. So you're like, in a way, mind games, you know? You're really giving him, I'm giving you options, but which is better for that situation? Because ideally you hold on to it. You hold on to that ult, and when the perfect moment hits, you procced it.
I guess if you put it that way, but at the same time, Lolita will be banned from Game Labs, so surprise enough, it is going to get denied as well. Tiger Wong also watching the games coming from Game Lab. They know for a fact that they're keeping their junglers in the final pick. They will ban off the Link. Fredrin completely ignored from both sides thus far in this game. I think it makes a lot of sense as well, but at the same time, I believe I do recall that GameLab does play in a higher Busa jungle, which is something that I think Tiger Wong Esports may have left out a little bit more. But what I do know, Mortis also a prio pick that is completely ignored from both sides. Both Fredrin and Mortis completely ignored. right now.
Yeah, I mean, what?
Oh, wow. Okay.
Alright.
All right, you know, GameLab has pretty much played assassin jungles almost every single game. I guess Tiger Wong Esports wants to put Takenaga in a situation where he's forced to play a tank jungler instead. I think based on his stats so far, it's always been assassins for now, and a Fredrin if I do recall correctly. But okay, Natalia also being banned off. A little bit of cheese strategies. They're reading very, very hard into it for both sides. Fredrin, Mortis, both out in the equation as well. Both teams can actually pick it up themselves. So I guess it's which of the, I would say, pick your poison, I guess, for both sides.
I think I would prefer Mardis on the side of Tiger Wong.
Yeah.
Because like I think they have enough, like I think they will have enough peel. But ooh, the Grok once again. I guess going into the hands of Rexel, yeah.
I guess if you put it this way, right, like it's either or they are gonna pick up one jungler, right? There's no way they pick up Mortis as well as a Fredrin into the game. They would take the priority pickup, and having the XP Grok isn't too bad. Having a actually roaming Grok isn't too bad as well. But I would be really surprised if Tiger Wong decides to try and pull the PBN strike composition by putting the Edith jungle. That would be really, really interesting to watch. Highly unlikely, but GameLab, they finally picked up Fanny and the glue also being sneaked up so far off. The Grok is a great way to deal with the Fanny, and alongside with Fanny, with the Edith, I like this a little bit more. Tiger Wong Esports, they have to deal with this Fanny not once but 2 games in a row. Okay.
Alright, but overall they decide that okay, instead of the Mardis, which is completely ignored by both sides, they're going with the Fredrin pick, which I guess it's a lot safer. But I do wonder, it's like, you know, with this kind of composition from GameLab, will he have enough time to proc the Appraisal's Wrath? It's quite difficult, right? It's rough.
I think I like this composition from Tiger Wong a little bit more. It's a little bit of an adaptation from game number 1. They have solutions for the Fanny, but the question here is, do they have solutions for the 1-1? So that's going to be a little bit of a what if situations, but as of yet, they still have a pretty solid composition. So the drops are pretty much set. They have clear indicators on how to do the Fanny, way much more better utilities compared to game number 1. Whereas GameLab, they have adapted, picking the Ruby to deny it away from Do-Da-Dee-Da-Do. That's an interesting idea as well. I was expecting the Cho pickup, but okay. Let's see how it goes.
I'm thinking like they're okay. I'm like, I think the style for documents like okay, I played this hero. I'm pretty tired with it. But ladies and gentlemen, we're going into our potentially our final match of today. It's GameLab versus Tiger Wong Esports as we're back in the land of Dawn.
Well, is GameLab going to take 2-0 or is Tiger Wong going to bounce back? Because as of yet, I feel like there is a very, very huge possibility. And as of yet, harassment has been made. Do-Da-Do, taking a little bit too much damage. Going for a pull yourself together emblem instead. I guess he wants to be in the fight a little bit more with the flicker, try and set up for the Fanny. But speaking of which, Gugun once again, this time he's learned his lessons. He is going to try and harass his way through, but he's taking a little bit too much damage. Well, we seems like to see a little bit of a history coming in, not once but twice in a row. Rins, does he go for it? I don't think he knows.
He can.
He
He's aware of the risk, but he actually takes one down bottom side. Wow, I didn't expect that at all.
Yeah, there's gonna be a 1-for-1 trade-off. Aizawa getting picked off on the bottom lane, so that's a little bit of a pick-off for trade-offs. But most importantly right now is that they cannot afford to trade with the Fanny, and Gugun losing his life not once but twice in 2 games it feels like he's just underestimating what Takenaga can actually do, and with the high and dry, that's exactly what Takenaga wants if you think about it.
I mean,
bottom lane, he's easy, he's gonna get harassed his way through, but Do-Da-Do doesn't necessarily have the wall charge yet, so he's gonna be fine for now.
Yeah, he's only level 2. So I think the plan is, because like no matter what Gugun on the Fredrin, he will definitely is vulnerable to Fanny. A lot of early game damage, he definitely needs items to scale up towards the game. So it's gonna be quite rough. Rex will be trying to be around to like prioritize the turtle, but I would say Gugun is still taking his orange buff.
Yep, Havos gonna be baiting out with the turtle, but Takenaga finally secures the purple buff in position to contest this. He's got the damage, and Rexy taking a little bit too much. The split comes in, but eventually the turtle actually being stolen away by Tiger Wong Esports instead with the Edith. Takenaga missing the retry, but at the same time, bottom lane is also having a skirmish as well. This is a complete split fight coming in from both sides, but eventually Tiger Wong somehow manages to trade the objectives, and Dadi Dudadu also running out for their lives while picking away at UTZ.
They forced out the flicker from X-Bulk, and unfortunately he did get the split spin sticks onto the Edith, but Rex in his ultimate form has a massive HP skill at just level 4. It's just ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, it's so weird, but still, mistakes were made, and this is going to help Tiger Wong a little bit more, but looking not too happy about this place. Takenaga is going to finish him off. Meanwhile, Gugun is here to try and challenge Aizawa. Could not get the auto tag in, so they are going to be able to disengage. Boss will be joining the fight as well, calling in Rexley. The full team is here to try and challenge this, but seems like they just can't do anything from both sides.
Yeah, I mean, High and Jai and Fanny, it's like Riz,
what?
Unfortunately, it's just such a such a weird interaction by
Dogman?
Dogman. Wild charged out of there.
Okay, Dogman, you know, he thought he could actually finish off the Grog, but at the same time, underestimated the wall charge. But fortunate for them, he is going to bait things out for now. So that means the Fanny is going to be able to do a little bit more. GameLab, however, they're shifting the focus on the 1-1 a little bit more down bottom lane. Clock of Destiny, up and Rinse, nothing out of ordinary yet for both sides. Playing a little bit of a stalemate, trying to figure out what's the strategy. So I guess playing it towards the middle stage of the game is going to be the meta. Playing it safe from both sides, not taking the risk. Especially now, considering that it is the Grand Finals. However, as soon as I say that, bottom lane seems to be the focus. Rinse showing himself a little bit more, but doesn't want to give the crossbow and tank procs for now. So that's going to be disengaged once again from both sides.
I think right now, I feel like both teams are playing really carefully because they're aware of their win conditions. They need items, they need time to scale up. Because as you mentioned, mid-game is where we will see the most team fights that happen. The Takenaga will get a head start on this turtle. I don't think there'll be any contest whatsoever.
Yeah, it's a little bit too late as well. Tiger Wong just making a smart play. Maybe waiting for the third turtle contest for now. But unless Rexley steals it again, not happening this time. However, boss, he does have the split. Gugun is isolated. He finally latches him on, but Gugun says, I'm going to pull it back for the Fanny, and it's going to be a wall spam coming in. But Gugun, he does have the sustain abilities, but he doesn't have the appraisal draft proc to do so. Finally gets taken now, but the Fanny also getting traded off for this aggression. Phantom Airstrike coming in from GameLab is going to try and finish off Dada Dudadu. The side steps comes in, but it's not going to be enough. While this is happening, Havos survives the onslaught coming from Tiger Wong and slips to tell the tale.
I mean, but...
Uh-oh, bottom lane,
no, that's so rough, no. I was thinking like, okay, he popped up the blazing duet, but you're allowing UTZ to get off the crossbow.
Oh my goodness.
Was that a misplay?
Like, it was a 50-50 trade until this happened. UTZ finding the moments that he need, and now a full tower 1 down bottom. UTZ scaling very, very quickly. He doesn't have to choose. He's got the corrosion side, but as of yet, here comes the engagement coming in. Predator Astra comes in. A big time offender catches on 3. GameLab, they're looking to pile up under, but they don't have the damage. Split comes in from Havos, needs to disengage, but he re-engages. He wants to force the fight, but his entire team bailed on him. That is going to be Havos buying for a borrowed time for now, and he will die in the hands, in the fangs of Tiger Wong Esports.
Maybe he fat fingered a little and he, latched himself onto Tiger Wong. It happens, it happens to the best of the glue players out there.
Oh, feels bad moment. GameLab build on him a little bit too soon, but economy-wise, it is going to help Tiger Wong a little bit more. 3k behind, it's not the end of the world, but Takenaga is starting to scale the situation where he stopped playing aggressive. And this is really smart because as soon as I say that, UTZ decides to be a little bit aggressive. They pick off 1 and 2, and that's going to be a double kill for UTZ, while Safril going to be stranded as well. Takenaga is looking to bully him out, but he doesn't want to risk this. And that's going to be Tiger Wong continuing with their lead.
Overall, I think that's the value of the Claude. BMI out of there, just into wet safety. But overall, it's like the fact that he was able to give UTZ that turret for free with that, I would say, slight bit of a misplay. like, once again, Takenaga is in this spot where he's able to take objectives, no contest, because right now Tiger Wong has to worry about the other like members pressuring their other lanes.
Oh my goodness, this is crazy. Her boss going for the split as well. Rexley's gonna get caught out. Yuktizzy, oh no. That's a mega kill for Yuktizzy. Tiger Wong Esports just doesn't know what they can do, but they're calling the Grok to come in. Her boss does have the second split if he decides to go for it, and yes, he will proc it out. He's looking to latch up, and he finally latches Rinse, but guess what? Rinse split himself up to get off the glue, but at the same time, her boss still trying to pull back the back lines, but Tiger Wong, they've got the whole team here. Finally, the Fanny joins to say hello. They take down Gugu, and Tiger Wong trying to isolate her boss, and this time, they will take him down. The pesky little glue, and GameLab still playing it safe. Yuktizzy in position to contest for objectives, and Tiger Wong, they've used up so much utilities, but as soon as I say this, Takenaga comes in again, and it is going to be a kill for Yuktizzy as they catch off Rixley one by one, bit by bit. Feathered airstrike from Aizawa, just enough to take down Rinse, and da-da-dee-do-da-do. What can he do on his Grok? Safrio getting harassed. Yuktizzy taking a little bit too much, but Takenaga thinking if he wants to go for it. They're getting picked up and bullied, played, and fumbled like toys. GameLab just completely messing with Tiger Wong right now. Da-dee-do-da-do.
He's running.
Making
He's
space
running.
with the wall charge. Will eventually die. Monster kill for Yuktizzy.
I know.
Oh my god, Safrio blazing duet. Can he run?
He can!
Woo. That was so close indeed.
I'm seeing like how this glue pick is so annoying, but that moment when Rin stealed the split was pretty funny.
Yeah, that was a pretty funny interaction, but GameLab, they're just playing with food at this stage of the game. They're so far in the lead, but 4K net worth disadvantage for Tiger Wong. The only way they come back is they need Safrio to come online, and so far, as long as Safrio survives throughout the entire onslaught, it's gonna be good. But as soon as I say this, Takenaga comes in, pulls him about a big feathered X-Strike, scares him off. They need to back up, but the damage just enough to take Risley. Safrio finally shows up with the blazing duet, but gets stopped by Dockman, and they have to disengage, and they survive. Tiger Wong gets absolutely nothing. They take Takenaga, but was it worth it? But yes, it is, because it is going to buy a little bit more time. Yuktizzy getting a little bit arrogant with his plays. The conceal play comes in, almost catching him, and yes, they do catch him, courtesy of Rins with that pickoff.
That shutdown going into the hands of Rins is going to really like play into the value of Tiger Wong Esports, because honestly, Yuktizzy, I think he was just getting really overconfident, and where was that mega kill?
Okay, solo kill down bottom. Safrio getting caught out means the Third Lord is going to be up for grabs. Her boss buying a little bit more time. They're calling in the team as well. Gugun says, I'm going to try and force the far side. Aizawa is going to be able to sidestep his way through. Gugun getting focused down bit by bit. He does have the Appraiser's route later on, but Takenaga not having the purple buff is going to put him in a very awkward situation. So they have to back out. They have to respect this. Tiger Wong not pushing with the pressure. They're playing it a little bit safe as well. But here he comes, Dogman looking for I'm offended. Misses it. Rexley will disengage for now. And it is going to be a stalemate from both sides.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's like, this is the classic, I'm going to dance around the Lord, and I'll see who makes a mistake first. Because, as mentioned, both these teams, like, their composition right now is playing around, like, I think, yes, GameLab does play around pickoffs, but they are more team fight centric with the Feather Extra, which they're playing around. So it's really
needs to play a little safe. Conceal plays comes in, means no targets for him to attack, but pay attention to back lines. Her boss in position to go for the split. They're waiting for time once again. Gugun is there, but her boss, he's overcommitted as well, but at the sidelines as well. Guess what? Yuktizzy's got the mobility. Guess what? They're going for the snipe. They do catch off Riz, and that's huge. Wind of Nations comes in. Safrio not giving in the crossbow tanks, and Yuktizzy doesn't have the animation available. Finally gets it, but eventually the rest of GameLabs collapse on them with the Feather Dash, right? They take down Riz, they take down Safrio, and now her boss brings back another target, and that's going to be Rixley getting taken now, and Takenaga will try to pick up the pieces, and Tiger Wong Esports lose 3 for absolutely
Nothing.
And GameLab is looking to get the clean 2-0. And Gugun trying his best. He gets pulled back. He gets shut down once again. 4 down for Tiger Wong Esports. Rinse and Dada is back. But where's the damage going to come from? And GameLab says, you know what? It's not worth it. We're going to focus for the Lord for now.
I mean, smart plays, not over-forcing it, because I think we have saw how Tiger Wong could punish them for their over-aggression. Like, see so many times that UTZ has got all 3 weakness points, but his teammates just burst them down so fast he's unable to proc the crossbow.
Oh my goodness. But at the same time, GameLab, they will take the huge marginal lead. It was just a little bit of a distraction by UTZ, and somehow GameLab always finds the opportunity to brain their opponents. And in this case, Tiger Wong, the moment they reacted was pretty much their downfall, because they're playing right into the hands of what GameLab is intending to do, which is distract them, pick them apart. And in this case, UTZ once again with the confidence to play this as well. The jump comes in, but he gets the crossbow attacks right in the nick of time. The catch from Rexley, not enough to connect. So unlucky for Rexley. However, with the Lord coming in, they need to make a play if they want to defend the championship title. Meanwhile, GameLab is looking to close out this game.
They're looking so good right now. Close to 10K
oh
goal
my
lead,
goodness,
but
I'm offended coming in from Darkman. The Blazing Duet comes in as well, but there's no damage. The Feather Extra comes in. They pick out Gugun. 1-0. GameLab needs to run for it, but Takenaga will focus on the tier 3 while the Lord's still standing. They're all getting picked on one by one. The split comes in, but UTZ survives the onslaught and they clutch out 2-0. Ladies and gentlemen, GameLab is your champion for the Open Finals.
I mean, that's it, folks. You have your champions. GG. Well played for GameLab. 2-0 sweep for this entire Open Finals. What a team. Really, what a team.
What a game coming in from GameLab. What a dominant performance. Started from the upper brackets, 2-0 their way in the grand finals, taking the #1 spot. GG, well played for the Philippines. Meanwhile, in case 2 game number 2, GameLab, they were just picking them bit by bit. This 1-1 eventually scaled to a point where it was just so very difficult to fight their fights.
I mean, overall, I feel like GameLab, as you mentioned, was just toying with Tiger Wong, messing with them mentally, because you can see so many times like members of GameLab is taken so low. Like basically, Darkman was like no HP left when he was recalling in that bush over there, and this X-Pac on this glue, I think like one of the final picks in towards the Jeff really just caught Tiger Wong off guard, and I feel like overall they just got outplayed so hard.
Yeah, you have to give credit to UTZ as well. For him to have the confidence to play that position with 4 people right in the face and still being able to set up a play for the team, that's crazy, because that should not have been impossible. But at the same time, Tiger Wong, they did their best, but eventually the damage was a little bit too much. The economy lead was a little bit too far ahead for GameLab as well. They had a 10K lead into this final fight. There was absolutely nothing that Tiger Wong could have done in this CG game. So I would say GG will play 2 games in a row, Fanny being slid off. There is a reason why it's top tier bands, and congratulations to GameLab because they are walking away with $2,000